All right. Hi, guys, and welcome to another lesson. We're going to jump right into it. Let's open our Ingu website. As I always say, you can come here, read your own articles, or you can look. They have also one on one lessons if you would want to do private lessons. But let's get into it. We'll do, I think it's the World Cup coming up. I think the World Cup's coming up. There's a lot about the World Cup. Well, let's see. Short history of the FIFA World Cup. All right, so we'll start with the vocabulary as always. I'll read through it. After that, hit pause, read through it, make sure you understand the words, pronounce, speak, say the words, get the pronunciation right. All right, so first one, variation, a change or difference in amount, condition, etc., a different or unique version of something. There are many regional variations in Japanese pronunciation. Association, a group of people or organizations with similar interests or goals. I've always been interested in politics and was voted president of the Student Association when I was in university. Next word, spread, to reach or affect a larger area or group of people. The fire spread so quickly that firefighters could not contain it. Governing, able to make important decisions about an organization, country, etc. The FIA, Formula One's governing body, said teams caught breaking the financial regulations will face heavy fines. FIA, right? FIA, yeah. All right, next one. Prestigious, having a high status and greatly respected or admired. Harvard is one of the most prestigious universities in the United States. I would say in the world, probably. All right, last one. Tournament, a series of contests between a number of people or teams that continue until there is an overall winner. His team won the first round of the tournament. All right, so let's get right to the article. Again, I'm going to read it. You can pause after each line and read it again, or you can wait till the end and read the whole article. But do try and read it. Say the words, practice the pronunciation, okay? All right, a short history of the FIFA World Cup. Every 4 years, soccer fans around the world come together for the sport's biggest event, the FIFA World Cup. But how did it start? Variations of soccer have been played for hundreds of years or more, but in 1863, the Football Association, or FA, was formed in London, England, and it created the game's first official rules. And so, soccer as we know it was born. As the game's popularity spread, there came the need for an international soccer governing body. In 1904, FIFA, or Fédération Internationale de Football Association, was founded in Paris by soccer associations from 7 countries: Belgium, Denmark, France, the Netherlands, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland. And in 1908, soccer was included as an official sport in the Olympic Games. At the time, it was the most prestigious soccer tournament in the world. Over the years, soccer associations from different parts of the world joined FIFA, and in the 1920s, Jules Rimet, then president of FIFA, thought of organizing an international soccer tournament outside of the Olympics. The first official World Cup was held in Uruguay in 1930 with 13 teams, 7 from South America, 4 from Europe, and 2 from North America. Uruguay was the winner. 21 World Cups have now been held in 17 countries. The tournament has been held every 4 years except in 1942 and 1946, when it was cancelled because of World War II. Today, 32 teams take part in each World Cup. The 2022 Qatar World Cup, which begins on November 20th, will be the first held in the Middle East, with 5 billion people expected to watch. Hmm. All right. And here we just have a little list of the FIFA. What's this showing here? There we go. FIFA World Cup winners. So there's Uruguay, Italy, Oh, there's first places. That's the host. No, Uruguay won in Uruguay. Italy and Italy. Italy, Uruguay, Brazil won a lot. Germany, Argentina, Italy, France, Brazil, Germany. Yeah. All right. So a lot of countries, a lot of World Cups. Let's go to our questions. When was FIFA formed? You remember when was FIFA formed? Where was the first FIFA World Cup held? And how many countries have hosted the World Cup? Oh dear. My short-term memory is abandoning me again. When was FIFA formed? I think it was, what did they say, 1920s? Somewhere in the 1920s? Where was the first FIFA World Cup held? Uruguay, if I'm not mistaken. I just saw it here on the list. I think Uruguay. How many countries have hosted the World Cup? I think it was 16 or 18. Oh dear. My short-term memory is abandoning me. So let's have a look. When was FIFA formed? Um, that's the FA was in 1863. There we go. 1904. Oh dear, I was out. I was far out. I was out. All right. And where was the first FIFA World Cup held? Come on, Uruguay. Come on, Uruguay. The first official World Cup was held in Uruguay in 1930. All right. And the last one, how many countries have hosted the World Cup since? 17 countries. Yeah, 17 countries. I was out with that one too. Oh dear. Not a good score for me over there. All right. Well, let's go right to the discussion. Again, I'm going to read it. I'll answer it, pause, and you answer it as well. Let's go. Number one, what are your thoughts on the history of the FIFA World Cup? Um, what are my thoughts on it? I mean, it's got a history, fairly long history. It is the biggest sport in the world, or most, yeah, I would say biggest, probably. I have to say biggest. So, yeah, what should I say? It's got a history. Number two, are you a big soccer fan? What are the most exciting games you've watched? I used to be. I used to quite enjoy watching football around the 2005 till about 2011. Yeah, those years I watched quite a lot. Um, Most exciting games I've watched. I have to say the Champions League final was it 2005 between, was it Liverpool and AC Milan, where Liverpool was down 3-0 by halftime and they came back, equalized 3-3, and then they won the penalty shootout with who was the goalie? This long guy, and he made this weird moves. It was very exciting. All right. Are you looking forward to the 2020 Qatar World Cup? What teams do you think have the best chance of winning? Ugh. I, I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to it. I quite enjoy when it's on. I usually watch a couple of games, and I mean Brazil's always good. And then I always say Brazil is a great team, and they usually have a lot of star players. You know, they have these kind almost like superstars. But Germany is a great team as a unit, a team. So Germany is always very dangerous. I would say Brazil, Spain, Portugal, maybe Argentina, maybe. If I had to put money, I might put on Germany just because they always come as a team, very well drilled team. Yeah. Number four, if you were given two tickets to the World Cup, who would you take with you? My wife. It's a given. I'd take my wife for sure. She doesn't like football at all, but yeah, if you go to a World Cup, I think it would be a great experience. Or it is a great. I actually went to the World Cup. Um, that's going to the next question. So, number five, has your country ever hosted a World Cup? Yes, South Africa had it in 20, was it 2010? 2010, yeah. And I watched two games. I went to watch South Africa against France and England against Germany was the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals or semifinals? Yeah, that was quite good actually. That was a good game. Both of those games were pretty good. Definitely worth going if you get the opportunity, go to a World Cup. Just the atmosphere, the experience, wonderful. Yeah. Further discussion. Do you know much about the history of your favorite sports? Yeah, quite a bit. My favorite sports, I love cycling. I used to be a professional cyclist when I was younger. So yeah, I love that. It's got a long history as well. They've had some of the races from the 1800s already. Um, so it's got also quite a long history and very different, so different from, I think most sports are very different from what it is now. And then same, I love boxing and also boxing obviously has a very long history and I quite enjoy the history of both of these sports. Yeah. All right. What sports did you play growing up? Do you still play or follow them? So, in South Africa, it's very common for children to play rugby and cricket. These are almost like the national sports, and then soccer kind of as well, but more, yeah, not in the area where I grew up. So, cricket, I played one game of cricket. I was terrible. I was bowled out for like 2 runs. And when I was fielding, where you have to try and catch the ball and things, they the guy kept hitting the ball to me, and it was primary school, so I was very scared of the ball because it's a hard ball. And every time I was too scared to catch it, it came straight for me, and I was just like, ah. So they moved me to another position. Um, yeah, I was terrible at cricket. Rugby, I never played rugby in my life. Never. Um, which is kind of, if you ask any South African person, it would be like, what? That's kind of shocking, unheard of almost. I wasn't good at sports at primary school. I was very small. Then when I got bigger, or in high school, I started cycling. Took me a long time as well. It took me about two years before I just could finish in front. But then from there, it took me another 6 months before I won my first race. The next year, I was winning a lot of local races. The year after that, I was picked for the national team, went to world championships. The year after that, I got a professional contract. And yeah, I did that for a few years, but that was kind of like smack bang in the Lance Armstrong era with a lot of doping and stuff. So I got a team in France to ride there. And when I was there, it's just like, I'm not doing this. I'm not living my life like this. So I stopped, which is kind of unfortunate. But I still love the sport. I still love cycling. I follow it all the time. But when I stopped racing professionally, I did kind of keep on cycling a little bit. But if you start working, you cannot train full time. And then obviously you slow down. So that was very frustrating going on a hill a lot slower than what you used to. So I found it extremely frustrating. I just stopped altogether. Um, so yeah, but I still follow cycling all the time. And then I started boxing at the age of 30. I started boxing. I love boxing. I had about eight or nine fights now. Um, so love that. And I could do that because I'm starting from scratch again. So it's not like I was a professional and then losing it. You're starting from nothing and you can build up again. So yeah, I wouldn't, yeah, that's it. All right. What do you imagine are the most watched sports events in your country? In my country, South Africa, or in South Africa, I would say probably like the Rugby World Cup final. People go crazy for rugby. And I'll watch the Rugby World Cup if we make it to the final. I'll watch that. But otherwise, I don't care much for rugby either. Maybe football, maybe the World Cup, but probably rugby. Yeah, in Thailand, I don't know. Maybe there's the Muay Thai is very big here. A lot of people like watching that, but I suppose again more maybe the World Cup events. World Cup's a global kind of thing. Everywhere people love watching that. So yeah. Number four, what team sport does your country usually perform well in? South Africa, rugby, we do very well with that. We're very good. And yeah, I think it should be soon again. I'm not sure exactly when the Rugby World Cup is, but we're always up there. Very good. Number five, if you had kids, what sports would you encourage them to play? Is it depends on what you're asking. Is it a sport that I want them to play so that they can make a living from that, or just a sport that they can play to learn some skills or do some, have fun with? If it is to make a living, probably something like golf or tennis, where they can make a lot of money. It's not dangerous. You know, it's not physically dangerous. If it is to just learn some skills, I would say something like I started doing BJJ last year a little bit, and I think that's a great sport. I would mix probably like some Muay Thai with BJJ, great for self-defense and not to go and start fights, but if somebody comes to you, you know how to deal with the situation. So that would be good. And then maybe some kind of a team sport. I think team sports are great because it teaches you how to work with other people, how to sometimes sacrifice your your maybe you want to be the star. If you're in a single sport like boxing, you the star, all the attention is on you. But if you play in a team sport, maybe you if for example football, then instead of me trying to score the goal, I can pass to my teammate and he can score the goal. So if I'm not in a good position, it's not like, oh, I have to try and force my way to try and get it because I want to do it. It's like I can trick people, follow me, pass to him, he scores, and the team wins. So sacrificing a bit of the limelight so that the team can do well. I think kids need to learn that as well. So yeah, it depends what the intention is of playing the sport. All right, and that is it again. Okay, so let's stop this. And that's it for this week. This will be the last one for the week as well. So hope you guys keep working at it, keep practicing. As I always say, speaking of sports, learning English, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You have to do it for a long time, slowly, 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 and eventually you will improve slowly, slowly, slowly. But that's the only way. Nobody just learns it like that. So take your time, keep working at it, make mistakes, don't worry. Everybody makes mistakes. Even I make mistakes. Even I don't remember all the answers from what I just read. So, um, just keep working at it. You'll keep getting better. All right. Have a good day. See you next time. Bye bye.